Hey guys, just dropping in for a quick vape and a vid. Alright guys, well I survived my intro. Hopefully you guys are surviving your Monday. Alright, well it's Miscellaneous Monday, and so today I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about something that I've kind of wanted to touch on for a while. And this is something that seems to come up in other videos I've done, whether it's about something with history, talking about the Roman Empire, the ancient Greeks, and people saying, oh, you know, commenting about how civilization has fallen so far, you know, since like those golden ages, and that this is like the dark ages again. So there's just a couple other points I wanted to make today. One is whether the world really is better, you know, just a factual, physically, scientifically better today than it was in the past is obviously kind of a ridiculous question, because it means defining better and for who and for where in the world and all of these different factors. But if you just want to talk in general terms about whether the world is significantly worse today or whether we're in our dark ages, it's relative, like I said, in a lot of ways, but there's one thing I can tell you that's concretely true, and that is you could look at time in any time in history, at any place, and there will be people to whom shit couldn't be better. To them, life is awesome, and shit just is going great, everything's just the way it should be, and for other people, life sucks. And that fact that for some people life is great and for some people life sucks, that's been true throughout all history. Now I honestly believe that when each of us looks at the world, we don't see the world for exactly what it is. We see a projection of ourselves on top of that world, and a conglomerate sort of the two. So a lot of what our perspective of the world is coming from a perspective of ourself, or our perspective in general of things, whether that's a positive or negative perspective that we're bringing to our view of things. Now for me, it's an easy argument. I would say obviously things are much better today for us living here at least, or living in, you know, first world nations around the world who have modern day conveniences. Because the fact is, even the richest, wealthiest, the most powerful people throughout almost all of history didn't have the most basic luxuries that people today have. If you've got indoor heating, if you've got refrigeration, if you've got air conditioning, if you've got indoor plumbing, a bathroom, I mean, those are all things up until a couple of hundred years ago even the most wealthy, powerful people could only dream of. I mean, even the idea, if you look at something so simple now like music that you can download and you can just listen to anywhere you go, anytime. I mean, even the idea of the portable radio, the transistor, was such a breakthrough. But back in the times of the ancient Greeks and the Romans, there was no music unless you went to the festivals a few times a year. That was probably the only time you ever heard music actually played or somebody sing, which is probably why people who could sing were so popular back in those days. Where today it's just an annoying afterthought, because you can listen to music anytime you want. You don't gotta hear that son of a bitch do a bad rendition of it. But honestly, no matter what condition you live in, the only thing you can do is try to make things better. That's it. And the way I look at it, between either coming at stuff from a negative point of view or a positive point of view, is the only way you can make things better is with positivity. But I always believed you can never boost yourself up by bringing other people down. It's a zero-sum game. You're not adding anything to the world, basically. It's just like stealing from somebody. If somebody's done something productive that somebody's willing to pay them for, you know, whether that be work, service, whatever that is, and they buy something of value, well, that money had value because of the work they put into doing to get it, and then that product they bought has value because they use that money. If you steal that product from somebody, you haven't added any value to the world. You basically have just taken something from one person and now you have it, but it's the same thing as being a parasite in nature. You're just sucking from the parent, you know, or from the society, but you're not adding anything to it. And it's the same thing if you steal somebody's energy by putting them down and making them feel bad, and that makes you feel better about yourself. Well, you haven't brought anything to the world. You haven't gained anything. It's basically a zero-sum game. You've stolen that energy and now you feel better, they feel worse, but overall, the world's not better. So the key, the hard part, is to make other people feel better, thereby making yourself feel better, and now you've actually added to the overall positivity, you know, of things. And it may be a small thing depending on how many people you can reach in your life, but a lot of people doing a little thing and it can make a big difference. Alright guys, hope you have a great rest of your Monday. If you're curious, I'm vaping on the Nautilus Aspire Mini with a Pro Vari. I'll put links underneath if you want to check that out. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more news about our 100,000 subscriber giveaway. This is my prize box now. I'm going for 100 prizes for the 100,000 subscriber giveaway. Vape diggity, dog diggity. Boom, what you do to me?